Hey everybody, this is Grace. Pardon the way I'm doing the video, but it is during the pandemic and it's the season for flu and all that starting also. So anyway, I did a video about a month ago. Well, I made it public about a month ago. And it was about this really aggressive game I found online. And I've been online since 30 years ago, since 1990. And I've played games. I've known other people to play games, younger people, and I have a pretty good clue of what like children and teenagers might get drawn into as far as games. Basically, let's say children before teenage years, or maybe new teenage years. And I mentioned on that video about a month ago about this game where it was so aggressive. It was so obvious to me as an adult at my age that they were definitely making the game more difficult, so people would buy whatever they need. And I don't even know what they call them. I guess diamonds or something. Because I don't pay for, I don't do that. I don't buy stuff. And I can use it on my iPad or my Android. But I don't put any kind of information on them to where it would automatically come out of a credit card or whatever. I don't even know how that works because I've never done it. I'm a victim of identity theft, so I'm not doing that. Yeah, somehow, someway, somebody got all of my information, and I know who they're. I don't know them in person, but I know their names. They use various names and stuff, so I don't do that. And plus, from what I have seen, it would be so easy for somebody to say, "Oh, I can, just do this, and I can just do that," and next thing you know, you get a big bill on your credit card or whatever from buying these little things. And that some of these games, they'll make them games. It's not only games either. It's apps, and you can buy different things for the apps. And I really don't know how all of them work and how many there would be, because, like I said, I do not put my financial information, make it available like that. And yeah. Okay, now one of the things that bothers me, and this is just one of the things, is if you have a child or a grandchild that, or children, make it plural, and they use your iPad or your whatever to play a game, and then they say, "Oh, it's only $1.99. It's only $4.99 for this and that," and the parent or the grandparent won't mind that this is just such a small fee. Now, in their mind, they might not see that each time they turn around, they're doing that. Because the game is going, I don't know this for certain on that particular game, but the games will just keep pushing it and pushing it, because you're going to keep pumping money into them. Oh, they were a sucker. They bought that $1.99, so next time we're going to make it $4.99. You see, next time we're going to make it $10.99. And just give them a little bit more so they think they're getting more. Serious. I've seen these things. Like I say, I won't buy them. I won't buy that kind of stuff. But I can see that a child would easily, some children, they might not, even if they're told by the parent, explained to them by the parent, they might not really get it. Totally understand it. They're kids. Okay? And what they're seeing is just this little pop-up that says this and that. Oh, you can have this for this, that. They might not understand what that means. And where is it coming from? They might think it's in-game coins or whatever, when it's actual dollars. And I don't know if you do games like that, or your children or your grandchildren, let me know how you've experienced it. I could see it's something like back in the day, and for some people it still is like this, when you had to buy cell phone minutes, or you had to, you know, anything, purchase. Like I knew this guy one time, a grown man. He liked listening for whatever reason. He really liked ringtones, tunes. Boy, I'll get it in a minute. Ring tunes. They actually played some little music or songs or whatever, and he just kept ordering them. Okay, just ordering. Then his phone was disconnected because he couldn't pay that big bill for those ring tunes. Okay, or something like that. Never heard, but I was like, you bought how many? I wasn't going to have to pay anything for it. It wasn't mine. It wasn't, he was himself an independent. It wasn't anything that I would be bothered with, but I just couldn't believe it. Somebody would just like the songs. And I remember one time there was one where you could actually play a song, an actual song like on the radio, while people wait on hold for you to get to the phone. And while it was ringing for you on your end, you'd hear that or the tone, but they just sit there and wait. And all those kinds of things and more. It's not just things that, where people can not, unknowingly just rack up a big bill. But I remember back then, minutes, like some people may still have it, minutes for text and such. Text, voicemail even. Just so many things where they could get charged more and more and more and more. And if your financial information, I'm talking like bank card, bank account, whatever, is with them already, wow. Now, from what I understand, I haven't done this, but Adam has. Like if something's purchased on his card, because he has had people rip off his card before, his numbers, like called called to ask about a bill or something, and the person working there stole his credit card number from work and used it to buy stuff overseas, perfumes and stuff like that. He's had, I think, twice something like that happen on different cards. So he has it to when any purchase is made, it sends him a direct comment, a direct text or something, or email, I don't know which one it is, that lets him know and how much it is and where it was and all that. So he can call him right away. But that hasn't always been around. The things that you see right now are things you're seeing right now. They probably won't be here too longer in the future. Things roll over so quickly. They have in my life. I'm from the time when we didn't have cell phones. We had a phone with a really long cord on the wall, and you had to manually dial it, or they could finally got where you could click buttons. 3 TV channels, no cable, no Wi-Fi, no any of that. But anyway, get back to this topic. Is like I mentioned in that video how aggressive this is. Now imagine this. It says a child playing it, and the child feels like, every time, I try to finish this, whatever it is. I don't know what you would even call them. Quests. Let's just call them quests. Anytime I finish this, try to finish this quest, right when I get to the end of it, my time's running out, and all I need is these little coins or whatever they have. So I'm just going to go ahead and charge it. It's $1.99. You see? And that's a kid. A kid is not going to think the same as adult. Well, we hope so. Some adults think the same as a kid. But some adults do. Anyway, so you can see how that's going to add up. And then it's putting all that on a child, that the child is, to me, I could be wrong, the child could be thinking this about, well, I'm not, then their time runs out. They don't have, the money to pay for that, and their time runs out, and they've gotten so close to finishing the quest. They say, I'm just not good enough. I'm just not doing enough. What's wrong with me? You see? You see what I'm saying? Even adults, this can happen too. My mother, she had dementia. And when she was, I think from her I think she started having dementia probably around age 60, maybe a little more. And she had it for a long time. She passed away when she was 79 or somewhere around there. And she loved playing computer games. I bought her one when she was in her 50s. And she enjoyed it. But can you imagine if she had one of our credit cards or something and we put it in there for her to buy little things? With dementia and such, you know, she would see, oh, if I just need this little bit more, just this little bit more, and I can finish this quest. Because that quest might become some, you know, very important part of their lives. Like my mother, when she had dementia, this was something that kept her occupied. And I think, well, I could go on about, you know, how good it was that she had something to occupy her mind and make her think and make her process and go through it. But that's another story. That's another video. And I'm not going to claim to be an expert on it, so. Anyway, these online games can become such an important part to some people. Okay, now it does truly bother me about the people who make these, what do you call them, game programmer or what? You know, that make these games, and they're the ones benefiting off of, you know, all these coins people are buying to finish these quests and all. It does bother me that they will advertise these games for kids and up, and whatever age they are allowed to put it as for a child and up, you know, through adulthood, you know, plus children at this age plus. Okay, and so they are, and they make it to where a child would be drawn into it, you know, with all the flashy and the, you know, what children like. Okay, and they ensure that a child's going to be drawn into these games. You know, some children, not all, of course. It's never is it all in anything like this. And then once they're drawn into it, they ensure that the child can't finish the quest or can't buy what they need at a store, if there's a store or whatever, that they can get almost all that they need, but not all of it. And if there even is a store, they go to that store and it's going to zap that one that they need out of there right as they go for it, and so the child will spend some more money. You know, and just this is lather, rinse, repeat. Everything. The child is spending money. Now, the people who make these games, knowing this, my goodness, really? What type of person? I mean, they would have to be awful stupid not to know that children are going to be drawn into this. They're absolutely idiotic, and we know they're not. We can pretty much guess they're not. We can pretty much guess they have an attitude of so. It's the parents' fault. It's the first thing that would come out of their mouths. Don't you agree? That it's all up to the parents. It's their fault that they let their child play that game. No, if that game weren't out there, it wouldn't be a problem. You see, there's always another way of looking at stuff. What way would you look at it? Okay, if that game didn't advertise for kids this age and up, would a child go to it to play it? And if they didn't make it to lure in children, would a child go out and play it? So how is it the parents' fault again? Oh, because the parents are supposed to be sitting there watching what their child does 24/7, 365. No, that's a lame excuse. And yeah, people with brains know that. They know that's a very lame excuse. Now, some will fight and they'll say, well, it's capitalism. Do you have something against capitalism? Capitalism? Huh? Do you? You know, like, you're caught in that trap. You can't say anything. I don't agree. I say, I find it that I have a problem with your explanation, your way of seeing capitalism. You have a bad attitude about it. It's you who are screwing it up. You see, you can always get these people. But remember, they can be dangerous, especially when they've gone through life thinking that capitalism is all about screwing anybody, including children and elderly people with dementia, out of their money. Those are people who are scary. Seriously, when they don't have any problem with that. You know, screwing, you know, these elderly people out of money. They're not that stupid. They know. I mean, there could be something else where you could pay a monthly fee, okay, to play that game. It doesn't have to be you buy these coins. No, it's greed. On their end. Greed. We can do better if we don't charge a monthly fee. We just make them buy stuff. Okay. So anyway, you know, like I said, I made that video about a month ago, I guess, and I don't think I haven't made it public yet, but I'm working on them. I have a variety on this channel, but I really I really want to find a one topic that I am going to stay interested in long enough to talk about. But I'm kind of all over the place as it is with this channel anyway. I have more than one channel, but yeah, online games. I have never really gotten into watching people play games, you know, online on, you know, video. And I've seen some, of course, you know, and watched a little bit, and I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. I would want to be the person playing the game, and I don't know how people set that up at all. You know, a lot of younger people. You know, I was one of the original person. You know, we connected our computers together, well, via, you know, like one home to whomever's, through Telnet. We Telnet into their computers, you know, before the World Wide Web, 30 years ago or so, you know, well, as you would think of it. And so I'm one of those, you know, that from way back then. But some of the things that people do, you see a good variety, though, of what they know how to do and I don't know how to do. And really, I have learned so much over all these years. There are some things I'm willing to learn, and some things I'm like, not happening. Like, I don't know how I could replace, well, I do know one way I can replace it, but it's a lot of effort to replace the background. Like, I'm just sitting in front of a shrub, you know, and making this video. It's too noisy in the house. I like to come out here because it's very calm and quiet. No dogs, no two-legged or four-legged animals. You know, humans are supposedly, when I was a student as an undergraduate, it was said that humans are higher animals and the rest are lower animals, you know, that are actually mammals. And so calling a human a higher animal is not making an insult. We are all animals classified as, well, from back then, but things change over time, believe me. Yeah, I was a career student, and I taught at college and university, and it's 20-something years all around. And yeah, things change. You have to learn something new. And now some of the things that I actually can look up, they have changed. Really, I can make videos about that. You know, things that back in the day we couldn't say, and now everybody says it. Yeah. Anyway, but this one was supposed to be, you know, just about this games, but I always add something. I'm going to try to always add something about what's coming up. Maybe. But these online games, it worries me. I have seen them evolve through all, you know, these 30 years, and it's just gotten a cash grab more and more. So much has become a cash grab. So much has become, you know, let me use people, manipulate. And like I said, if anybody tells me that's capitalism, I'll tell them I don't like your definition of capitalism. You're the problem where that's concerned. It's just not all about just you and what you want and how you can get it from people. And having no soul, no empathy, no understanding that could be harmful. Yeah. But things change, like I said, throughout the years. Not always for the better. So, anyway, wrapping this up. I'll talk to you on another video.